So I have a friend of mine. He recreated all the Halloween themes in Little Big Planet.
Speaking of, did you ever watch Restroom?
We're live?
Yes.
Rest,
Yes.
like the short film.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Yes, you are live.
I don't
Well-
know what was it. He usually was. But it's true for most.
Right now we are live, and you are listening to the Horizon podcast.
Hello.
My name is Bango Kelly, and I'm going to be your host today. At the big table, we have
I am Ben.
Ben,
Porter.
Porter,
Meredith.
and Meredith. We're talking today about concerts and any concerts we've been to and our favorite ones, how they impacted us, and any concerts that we want to go to in the future. And I'll start. My favorite concert was probably not really a concert, more of a festival, but it was the Louder Than Life year of 2023. It had like the best lineup, and I've seen some of my favorite bands and favorite artists that day or that weekend. So
Good.
there we
I
go.
was here the whole time. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, to that weekend, I saw Green Day, I saw
Oh, yeah.
Tool, I saw Run the Jewels, I saw Weezer, I saw who else did I see that weekend? I've seen a lot. I can't remember on the top of my head, but those are the main ones that I remember seeing. And it was really fun that weekend for sure. This year I went to Lollapalooza as well. I mean, not Lollapalooza, Louder Than Life. I went to Louder Than Life this year, and I saw Motley Crue. I saw 3-6 Mafia. I've seen Gojira, a lot of my favorite bands. So Louder Than Life is like an annual thing I go to every year to like basically watch as many of my favorite bands as possible in one weekend. And that's probably my favorite. Anyone else have any concerts that they remember from their past or any concerts they want to go to?
My first concert ever was probably, I think I was 3, and it was Coldplay. I
Oh,
really wish I was a little bit older because I still, to this day, I'm 20 years old and still adore them. So thank my parents for that. I think it was just like an outside concert where you like sit on a quilt. It was still like 2007 or something. So that was probably fun. I don't remember though. I still have the little CD that when you walked out, then you used to get a CD when you walked out just for going. So I still have that. And then went to a Big Time Rush concert when I was
Oh,
like
wow.
That's an
10.
old one.
That was fun. I do remember that. And then I went to Taylor Swift concert Reputation in 2018. This was before. Actually, this is when Taylor Swift was like having a bad rep. So no one really likes her that much. But that was actually a fun concert. Like, I can't hate on the girl. She puts on a good production.
Was that when she had the Taylor Swift is canceled party time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was in Cardinal Stadium.
I was there too.
Yeah.
It was great.
She puts on a show. Like, no one can take that away from her. Like, it's a good production.
Mhm.
She puts a lot of money into it too. I mean, it was fun. And I still have like stuff from it, like the confetti and stuff like that. And then my most recent concert, I guess, was also a festival, but it was 2018 or 2019. No, 2018, Forecastle.
Forecastle.
And that was Playboy Cardi was there.
Oh. Wow.
The Killers were there. Those are like the main two I like, and Nelly was there. Those are the 3 that I like really like stuck out to like see.
Mhm.
And then I spent a lot of the time just like at the DJ.
The
but-
DJs, yeah.
That was fun. And I was like a freshman in high school, so
I
it
went
was
to.
especially fun.
I also went to Lollapalooza this year in Chicago, but I only went for one weekend to see my favorite band, which is Blink-182.
Fair.
That's the only one I saw. I also saw Vince Staples that day and Pierce the Veil, but I went there to see Blink. I drove all the way to Chicago to see them. What about you guys?
All right, I guess I'll go. So I don't know if this can really count as a concert. 'Cause I've never been to like an actual full-on concert by like a actual like big time band, but a friend of mine makes these horror parody songs. Like his most popular one is a parody of "I Want It That Way." It's called "I'll Kill You That Way," and he has their band called the Slash Street Boys. So it's like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ghostface, and Leatherface. And in 2019, he did a concert for that, but they were all just lip syncing. But they did have 2 live performances, so I went to that also.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's really the only actual quote unquote concert that I've gone to. But if I were to go to an actual concert, like a band that I would want to see is this independent band called Citizen Soldier, who I think was actually at Louder Than, what is it called? Louder Than
Life.
Yeah, they were there this year, but I couldn't go because I was getting drunk at my friend's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Slash Street Boys.
Yeah.
That's very creative.
Who was the singer?
The singer. Are you talking about like which characters
Yeah.
sing? Pretty much all of them sing, actually.
Even Myers.
Yeah. Michael Myers sings in it.
It's a funny visual.
Look up "I'll Kill You That Way."
I will.
You're a musician. What about you?
Well, I've been to a lot of concerts, mostly like rock, alternative rock, stuff like that. But I think the most interesting one I went to is I saw Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas. And
Oh, wow.
I don't remember who the other person was, but my sister it was like her first concert, and we both like, I kind of like Demi Lovato. She was like 12, so she loved it. We got floor seats for cheap, but it was really cool because they're both like pop artists, do like pop, a little bit of electronic stuff, but they did everything with live rock instruments. So they just did
wow.
complete twists on like the whole show, had like a whole brass section helping them out. It was like, they actually went full on music wise, and it was kind of crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is there any concerts that you plan on going to in the future?
The last one I got tickets for is Pierce the Veil. You mentioned them. That's my favorite band.
Oh, really?
They got they announced like their own little Eras tour.
Oh,
They're
cool.
doing like all of their albums, and they got a show in Nashville. So I'm going down to that. I was gonna go see Kendrick in St. Louis, but it's the same day. Me and my buddy were going, and we both got tickets for the opposite shows on the same day.
How much was Kendrick's tour tickets? Because I wanted to go to that.
I think it was expensive. I think he was saying it was like a few hundred for nosebleeds or something.
Yeah, I expect that. They're probably going to be sold out too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of it sold out fast.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time. What about you, Ben?
I have been to 2 concerts, and neither of them were traditional, and they're both for the same band. It was I went to go see Styx with my family, and it was in French Lick, and it was just a little small room, and it had them up there playing, and just small amount of people, and I was like, me and my sister are the youngest ones there. It was full bunch of old farts, and so they were up there singing, and like the older people were trying to get into it. And it was kind of mixed because on one hand, some were, enjoying the music. The other half were like trying to get that party spirit going, but all of them were like in their 50s. So it was just kind of sad because they couldn't. But still, the concert was pretty good. The second one, though, was the same band, Styx, but now it was an outdoor concert, and it was in Louisville. And that one was a lot better because it actually, had most of the rest of the environment. It wasn't in a big stadium, but it felt more like a concert to me. And it was the same band performing. And I still liked it. And the thing I really liked about that concert was one of their songs, Key Dive, doesn't have a lot of singing. It doesn't have a lot of guitar. It's just a bunch of rapid fire piano. And usually the actual song has a little bit of singing in it, a little bit of guitar, but it covers up some of the piano. And in my opinion, the best part, there's a part where it like rises and falls, and that's the part I like, but they cover it up with the guitar. But during the show, they didn't do that. So I like the live version better than the recorded one because it's just the piano part. So that was cool to get out of it.
Styx used to be really big in the old days, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about you in the back?
Not really a concert goer, like personally, but I've been to Eric Church and Magic Dragons. And that's
Imagine Dragons. Okay.
Magic Dragons is good. They opened with a band called Grandson. I have no idea who they were. They're okay. They seem creative and everything. Named his band after what is grandpa or something related to his grandpa. But Like we were like right where he was walking and stuff. So and he seems like a really cool dude. But I don't think concerts my thing. So I don't see myself going to any of them. But I do want to go to live one day though. But they better have a good lineup and the price better be reasonable.
Mm.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. Prices get less reasonable every single year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another reason.
Especially maybe after what happened this year with they got rained out one day.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they did. That's
And
right.
They do have a good lineup.
they gave me a refund though.
That's good.
It was like $75 refund for one day.
They didn't just perform in the rain.
No, it was bad. It was like raining so bad that we all like took refuge in a McDonald's.
What was it? I think
Good memory, though.
Bourbon and Beyond a year or two ago, one of the festivals we have, like the entire field was just a mud pit and they had to cancel everything.
Yeah,
I
a
feel like
lot
that
of
happens a lot around here.
life was a mud pit.
It's like unsafe for people to even be walking around.
It's crazy too because they had a really good lineup this year. I was thinking about going. I was just like when I heard this it was gonna rain, I was like, it's not gonna end up well. And I was right. I was like, okay. But, I think Pierce the Veil was there, maybe. Corn, Slipknot, all the rock alternatives, and punkish, and I was like,
Yeah, it's usually a good, at least a decent lineup.
Mhm.
I tell myself every year I'm gonna go, and then right when it comes time, I just don't.
I haven't gotten it. I haven't got to it.
I guess I go to concerts. If you count local bands, I go to concerts like once a week, or like at least like several, like every weekend. There's something going on.
Yeah, I see you posting a lot about like local like basement shows. And, like,
Yeah, I go to
the bar
those.
scene and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are some of the best places to go to if you get in the right crowd.
yeah, for sure. And I found with my adventures like in Louisville, I've come across some cool. This is what I'm recommending to everyone. Like, if you really want to go down a cool rabbit hole, like go to like your local Louisville shows and like network or like meet new people at part of the scene. It's like one of the most exciting like breaths of fresh air that you could bring into your life for sure. You ever heard of Camp Spaceman? Yeah, like I really love their shows. I go to their shows a lot. Anytime they have them, I'm usually there. But has anyone here ever been to a basement show? Or I mean, the people who no? Okay, just me. It's very, very, very fun. I wish Joshua, he's the guy with blonde hair, right? I wish he was here, but he probably knows a lot about it too because he's a musician as well who probably played shows like that.
Have you ever been to a rave?
I have not. I want to though.
Have you?
No, I said I want to. I was hoping someone here had, so I could get some advice. That's something that's on my bucket list.
Actually, no, I have. There's a really cool underground scene in Louisville going on right now with DJs.
Mm.
There's like a lot of DJs, like people creating breakbeat, like
Oh yeah.
like stuff like that. They're creating like cool, like experimental stuff. Like really venture out into Louisville and you will connect with like a new crowd and like meet a lot of people. I've networked like really well with going to these shows.
Say the ironic part is that's usually why I don't go to concerts very often because I find it really overwhelming with all that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any artist that
That's all I'm trying,
anyone
though.
hasn't seen that they want to see really bad?
Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse?
That's what I was referring to at the rave.
Yeah, Dead Mouse would be
I have a
cool.
lot, honestly. But they're all kind of popular people or bands. So it's like they're either going to be really expensive forever or
Mhm.
really crowded forever. Like, I want to see Lana Del Rey. That's going to be forever
Yeah.
hard. She plays like Coachella. It's like, do I really want to go to Coachella just to see Lana Del Rey?
Right.
Yes.
Like, yes. There's like The Weeknd. I'd love to see The Weeknd. I've always wanted to see Post Malone. And growing up, I had a lot of opportunities to do it when he was like in his prime, but like it just never got to happen. I don't know if I'd even want to see him anymore, which is sad. But
He's still doing a lot. He's a very common performer.
I know
Mhm.
he's doing country stuff nowadays.
Oh.
Yeah, like he did the song with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah,
recently.
and I'm more like Beer Bongs and Bentley kind of girl. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can
That
do
was a good album.
Yeah. A$AP Rocky, of course, would be great. But, yeah. I don't even know if I've ever watched one of his shows, like just videos of one
You
of
gotta
his
just
shows.
like find one of those rap festivals going on.
I know.
Sounds like that's what you need.
I know.
Get all of it out at once.
Yeah.
Rolling Loud. You ever heard of Rolling Loud?
Mhm.
Man, that would be exciting.
My friends in high school, I think it was like the summer after we graduated, I think they went to what's put on by Lyrical Lemonade?
I know it's
Summer
in Chicago.
Smash.
Yeah.
And they saw some of the greatest things ever, and they got front row to like everything. Like, not necessarily my type of like music I prefer, but it was crazy how many shows like they got knocked out at one time. So that would definitely be, if there was a perfect lineup, I would like have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that Louder Than Life lineup in 2023 was the perfect lineup. It was so. Oh, Foo Fighters was there too. Like it was just so great. But yeah, I think for me, I want to see more rappers. I want to see more hip hop performers. I don't see a lot of those. I just see a lot of rock because my friends are all primarily rock fans. I guess in rock, I want to see Deftones. That would be a really great band to see live. Kendrick, I want to see him perform. I want to go to that Kendrick SZA show. I want to see Tyler the Creator as well.
Oh, that's a good one I missed.
Like, I want to see these people, like, you know, like gorillas and all that, but like, my problem is like, I don't do well with people like in space, so I'm gonna be miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And if you're in
That's
a
why I don't
room
go.
where everybody's next to their favorite artist, they're
Exactly,
gonna. It's
exactly.
too much for me. I'm with you 100%.
Yes.
Like, Eric Church wasn't bad because it was at KFC and we had our assigned seats, but Imagine Dragons was the mosh pit, like
Mm-mm.
where they're right in front of the thing. There was a mosh pit, but like, which was fine, but like
Yeah.
the people like really.
I will say, bless, I went to Taylor Swift whenever she was like not huge because I got to hear like the original songs like Love Story and all the stuff that I would love to hear to this day, but it wasn't so overwhelming and crazy.
Yeah.
Also, she opened with Charlie XCX. I completely forgot about that.
Oh.
And that's pretty cool.
You
now.
saw Charlie XCX?
Yes.
Wow.
She opened for Taylor Swift in 2018 at Reputation, and she was just singing like Boom Clap.
Boom.
Like that was like her song.
Like raving. Like I hear a lot of good things about it. Like they seem cool, but like again, there's a lot of people like in your space and they're jumping and whatever else. And you hear a lot of things about like drugs and stuff. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Or like people going around like that Travis Scott concert where people somebody's going around with a needle and stabbing people. And
Yeah. No thanks.
I think that's more like a Travis Scott concert thing. Not to like call Travis Scott out, but I feel like the wildest stories that you hear about concerts are always Travis Scott concerts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
or.
Right? Or just rap concerts and whatever.
Just like
Lil Uzi,
hyping
there's
up.
so much crap about Lil Uzi's.
Mhm.
Like,
I will say there's a lot of shows, if they're not like an arena show, because when it's that big, it's basically just seating everywhere. But there's some, if you get in the right spots, you can like go to the show and just kind of stand in the back and not have a lot of people because nobody wants to be in the back of the room. They all want to be up front with them.
exactly.
So if you're cool, just like chilling in the back, I do that a lot when I go to like Mercury Ballroom here and stuff, and I'm not trying to like go crazy. I'll just like go there. I'll like hang out 5 feet away from the bar or something. It's a lot more of a chill atmosphere. So if there's some kind of places like that, like a mid-ranged venue, I'd say maybe you could look into stuff like that. But something like Imagine Dragons, you get anywhere on the floor, it's probably going to be packed.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand. Like, I've been accidentally thrown into some mosh pits before at some crazy places. It's once you're down there and there's a lot of people, you can get overwhelmed really fast. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, the mosh pit can just like grab you and pull you in.
Mm-hmm. My first mosh pit was Taking Back Sunday, which is not a band that I ever would have even expected to have a mosh pit.
Yeah.
I saw them at 4th Street Live, and I was just like down there with the crowd. And the next thing I know, I'm like got hit in the back of the head, and then I'm like in a mosh pit. It was crazy. To like sad emo songs.
Craziest mosh pit I ever was at was the Knocked Loose show.
I bet. I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably insane.
I actually met the lead singer of Knocked Loose at that show, which was really cool. Did anyone ever, like, this is not concert related, but has anyone ever met a musician ever? Like
I've met
met?
some at like
No.
signings and stuff.
Or has anyone ever been to a signing or like a? Okay, you've been to a signing.
Yeah, I saw
Not for musicians.
a few.
Yeah.
I saw Sick Puppies at Mercury Ballroom, and they kind of hung out after and everything. The biggest one is a couple times I went and saw 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, cool.
When I was in high school, Jared Leto was like my idol. So like I got to like meet him and like get stuff signed by him, and then he got like weird and culty, and I was like, never mind. But yeah, I've met a few at concerts and stuff like that, but not a lot where I got to like hang out with them and everything.
When I was younger, he was really into like youth helping. I met Master P.
The rapper?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, dude is tall. But I wish I had a picture, but I don't, because I'm so young. But yeah, like we would go to where I grew up a little bit. They had these things called Rex. So like you would go in and like that's where all the kids would hang out. You got to play with like toys and like be on the computers and like hang out with people. And they feed you and all the things, take you on little like trips and stuff, like YMCA or something. And when we went to this one where like it was like a big conjoined one of Rec, and we had to go there. He came in because he was helping one of the youth, like something with the youth and like kids. Like he was really into helping kids. He probably still is. But yeah, he's really cool.
That's cool.
I have a story. Whenever this is a sort of like a concert, but it was more about just let me just tell this story. So whenever I was a kid, my dad took me to the RNC. This was in 2016. I was only a sophomore in high school. And he took me to the RNC in Ohio, sorry. And he took me to go see, you wouldn't believe it, but he took me to see Alex Jones in person. You don't know who that is? Do you know who
I
Alex?
do. I've seen so many memes of him.
Okay, you don't know who Alex Jones is? Okay. He's very controversial. Do y'all know who Eric Andre is? Eric Andre,
Yes,
the
I do.
comedian from Adult Swim.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Do you
I
know
think.
when he got on stage to mess with to mess with Alex Jones, where he went to the
I didn't know
RNC?
they'd met now.
So Eric Andre went to the RNC and did a comedian stunt with Alex Jones on stage, and he had his whole camera crew there. And I was there, a 16-year-old, and Eric Andre comes with a boom mic on a stick, and he comes to mess with Alex Jones on stage. And the whole thing was documented. And now every time I go on my timeline and I see that posted, I see myself, because I just so happened to be in an Adult Swim production.
Cool.
So
At 16.
at 16.
It's
Cheers.
16 years in.
Yep.
Did you hear the show got bought out by The Onion?
The Onion,
Mhm.
Eric Andre show,
No, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones,
Yeah, his whole like company and everything.
InfoWars.
Yeah, I got eaten by The Onion.
The Onion bought that.
Yeah, he would just makes tons of goofy stories. So it's a match made in heaven.
Wow, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to tell that story because now, thanks to going to this, maybe not a concert, but a gathering with Alex Jones live, I'm
That
now
was weird.
permanently on Adult Swim and other things too. Also some Netflix specials, because that was like a very monumental historical time. But yeah. So you guys, what have you been to? Since you're not really concert people, it seems like.
I go to cons a lot, Comic Cons.
Cons? Like,
Mhm.
what's a famous person you've seen at those?
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, dope. You went
Yeah.
to the one in Indianapolis, right?
Mhm. So
Yeah.
I went there. I mean, I've met more than Sam, but he's probably like the biggest one I've met.
Cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah. I actually did go to that. I just didn't have enough money to see Hayden Christensen in person myself. I did see the Blues Clues guy from like.
Oh yeah. Shoot, I'm blanking. I was like one in the green shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'll
Also-
start, you go ahead.
I forgot who else I saw that day. I saw the guy who plays the Hulk, the famous one.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
No, not
They're
that
all
one.
famous.
Not that one. The one who like took steroids and like got painted green.
Lou
Oh
Ferrigno.
yeah.
Yeah, Lou
that
Ferrigno. And the guy who was in the Goonies, the kid.
There's a ton
That's
of
a lot
kids
of
in
them.
the
I know,
Goonies.
I know.
That's-
The famous one that
that's the
became
last
like a very bad musician.
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
saw him too.
Oh no.
That's all I saw.
So I met Hayden Christensen, John Rhys Davies, so Gimli and Lord of the Rings. You know, I saw him for Salak, like Indiana Jones. Paul Freeman, also Belloc, Indiana Jones. Wolf
nice.
Kaller, that's one of the Nazis, also Indiana Jones. And Julian Glover, who is Donovan in Indiana
Nice.
Jones. So I like Indiana Jones. But
Hey, that's a good thing to
yeah,
like.
yeah. So I got to meet all of them. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
What about you? Did you ever go to a con?
So I usually go to horror cons a lot, and sometimes I'll try to meet like some actors there, but like some of them, like the lines are just way too long to meet them. So usually I'll just resort to getting photo ops with them. So I guess that technically counts as meeting them also. So I've met Rose McGowan, David Arquette, Matthew Lillard, and
Ooh.
Skeet Ulrich. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met him in March, and he really pissed me off with what he did with the photo op line.
Really?
Because what he did was, I was in session A for the photo ops, so I was going to be one of the first people to get a photo op with him. Well, he comes in and says, "Anyone with any anxiety, please move to the front of the line." And everyone in session B just went right up to the front of the line. I call that impatience. But then other actors I've met Melissa Barrera, if anyone knows who that is, and Dermot Mulroney. And those are the more known people that I've met. The other people that I've met are just like stunt actors that have been in horror movies. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You played a show before, haven't you?
I have. I played shows here at IUS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had the NTE bands, and then we've kind of broken off a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, what's it like for you to like play a show, or play a concert?
The best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, so here we've got the non-traditional ensemble in the music department, which is basically like if you're a musician and you don't want to do like concert band, you can do like a rock band. So we'll do all that. We'll spend like all semester rehearsing on Tuesdays. If anyone's in the building and hears a lot of noise on Tuesdays, that's us being way too loud. And we'll like prepare this big show and do all this. And then we go out there for the actual thing. It's usually about an hour and a half. Feels like it takes 15 minutes. You're just in and out, a huge rush. You don't know what happened. Then you're at the end of it. And then it all kind of catches up. And it's just like a great feeling to like be out there and playing for people. It's kind of weird. It's like, you don't want to say like, oh, it's great when all these people are like cheering for me and they love me. But it's like, there's like an energy that goes both ways. It's like you probably felt at like concerts and stuff. It's definitely a two-way street. Like,
I think that's performance in general.
yeah, everyone just gets the kind of.
I mean, you can say that for a basketball player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
take like an empty stadium versus a full stadium with everybody screaming. Obviously, they're going to perform.
Mhm.
And you've done cheer,
Yeah.
which is maybe not a concert, but what was like the largest performance you've ever done through cheer?
So I competed for the last so I cheered at U of L. So the football stadium is probably up there in the numbers of how many people I've cheered in front of, but that's not necessarily performance for me. That's just like doing cheers for the football team. But I competed at this competition called Summit, and it's basically like everyone flies into Disney, and it's like hundreds of thousands of people. So
Oh wow.
both U of L Stadium and like that arena, because it's an ESPN at Disney. So both of those have been pretty big. And yeah, cheering in front of silent people definitely makes a difference to like everybody you know being there cheering you on. So yeah, I definitely feel that.
That's
And
awesome.
that's kind of the point of cheer, right? Is to
Yes.
get everyone energized and hyped. So if they're
Yes.
not, then
Well,
You're
that
not doing your job.
right.
that inspires me because I have my first show in about 20 days on the 30th. So that's why we were talking about concerts today, but that's going to be wrapped up now. We've reached our time limit. So thank you all for listening to The Horizon. My name is Bango Kelly, and we're going to be signing off now.